With ordinary talent and extraordinary perseverance, all things are attainable. What you focus on and the way you think will determine the way you live. This life is not a movie, and sometimes I forget that. If you reveal your secrets to the wind, you should not blame the wind for revealing them to the trees. If those at your top are weak, your bottom will be rotten. Some days are like this, and the only way to get through them is to remember that they are only one day and that every day ends. But even if we don't have the power to choose where we come from, we can still choose where we go from there. We can still do things. And though you think the world is at your feet, it can rise up and tread on you. The real heroes anyway aren't the people doing things. The real heroes are the people noticing things, paying attention. Whenever a soul leaves the body, a void is felt across the world. Life provides chances to open your heart all the time. Politeness is the first thing people lose once they get the power. Some men never die and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. Don't tie your success to anything other than what's inside you. Discipline your mind to think positively. Discipline your mind to see the good in every situation and look on the best side of every event. Often, it's not about becoming a new person, but becoming the person you were meant to be and already are, but don't know how to be. I kept always 2 books in my pocket, one to read, one to write in. Be like seeds. Do not see dirt thrown at you as your enemy, but as ground to grow. If you want to turn your life around, start enjoying the little things in life with a big, big smile. Try your best not to make people sad if you can't make them happy, because some people may be passing through tough time in life. If you have joy in your heart, even the most mundane moments will become extraordinary. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Respect and take care of the people. It's for the people. In return, you get respect from the people. Excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure. If you carry joy in your heart, the burdens of life will become lighter, and your journey will become a dance of joy and contentment. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. People aren't born good or bad. Maybe they're born with tendencies either way, but it's the way you live your life that matters. Beware becoming the inadvertent passenger hurtling eagerly along a road to nowhere. Drive. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. The best fiction is far more true than any journalism. Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books, to find words for what we already know. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. Hearts are breakable, Isabel said, and I think even when you heal, you're never what you were before. I drink a cup of sunlight every morning to brighten myself. Human life is but a series of footnotes to a vast, obscure, unfinished masterpiece. 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Challenges in life can either enrich you or poison you. You are the one who decides. Nothing has to be true forever, just for long enough. Autumn is a place where words fall short. It is a magic that must be felt, breathed, experienced, and treasured. There is no standard normal. Normal is subjective. There are 7 billion versions of normal on this planet. Success is most often achieved by those who don't know that failure is inevitable. There is your truth and there is my truth. As for the universal truth, it does not exist. All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know. The good which every man, who follows after virtue, desires for himself, he will also desire for other men. Continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. Love drips like honey from the hive, constant, sweet, precious, into your heart each and every moment if you let it. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. When you change your thoughts, remember to also change your world. You take people, you put them on a journey, you give them peril, you find out who they really are. Best friends are treasures. Hug them for their caring. Applaud their accomplishments. Laugh with them gratefully. We could never learn to be brave and patient if there were only joy in the world. When I was born, the doctor slit my throat to see if I could talk. Keberuntungan yang berlebihan selale min gundang danki. Disappointment came to me, and booted me, and bruised and hurt me, but that's how people grow up. I found that luck is quite predictable. If you want more luck, take more chances, be more active, show up more often. You lose nothing when fighting for a cause. In my mind, the losers are those who don't have a cause they care about. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. It is this belief in a power larger than myself and other than myself which allows me to venture into the unknown and even the unknowable. The worst memories stick with us, while the nice ones always seem to slip through our fingers. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy flows. Identifying your core values and goals is an incredibly important step on the road to achieving success. Any explanation or logic that explains everything so easily has a hidden trap in it. If I had it all to do again, there would be more bodies. Despite the heart-numbing frost, my soul is blooming like spring. A breeze, a forgotten summer, a smile, all can fit into a storefront window. Sometimes we don't get second chances, Owen. Sometimes things just end. The moon stared at me through sprinkled nighttime stardust, and I alone smile. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. There are two primary choices in life: to accept conditions as they exist, or accept the responsibility for changing them. Temperament is just an elite perception of who you seem to be right now, not who you will ever be. Life is a drama full of tragedy and comedy. You should learn to enjoy the comic episodes a little more. At the end of the day, let there be no excuses, no explanations, no regrets. For I have trained myself and am training myself always to be able to dance lightly in the service of thought. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. These mountains that you are carrying, you were only supposed to climb. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you're a seed. He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing. The tears of the world are a constant quantity. For each one who begins to weep somewhere else, another stops. The same is true of the laugh. What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything. Better the comfort of a lie than the absurdity of the truth. Rock and roll is not red carpets and MySpace friends. Rock and roll is dangerous and should piss people off. May my heart be kind, my mind fierce, and my spirit brave. Follow your heart, listen to your inner voice, stop caring about what others think. Somebody once said if it's something a single book can explain, it's not worth having explained. Savor everything. Cling to nothing. Live now, because living then won't be any better. Depression isn't a war you win. It's a battle you fight every day. You never stop, never get to rest. It's one bloody fray after another. A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and gets to bed at night, and in between he does what he wants to do. Wisdom comes to us when it can no longer do any good. Until you have suffered much in your heart, you cannot learn humility. The cost of a thing is the amount of what I will call life which is required to be exchanged for it, immediately or in the long run. The world needs your unique path. Chart it fearlessly. Come friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world.